So I fast forwarded the campaign by 5 years because I wanted to wait for a big war to break out, as well as I wanted to kind of push it along and get past the boring parts. And certainly, we are at a very interesting time in the world. Now, before I jump into this, because we are in a really big wartime, I want to go over, because over the past 5 years, there have been several minor changes, and I will for sure forget some of them. You'll probably notice more than I will. I don't think much happened in kind of the islands of Southeast Asia. It's kind of stayed the same, I think, for the most part. Qing kind of broke up a little bit more. I think a few nations kind of got popped out, a few smaller ones, or a few nations got a more territory. There have been many wars that are going on, and that's one thing I didn't talk about, is that this is going to be a really interesting time. I think the most beneficial, I think Thailand is going to be the country that benefits most from Qing, because I don't think Russia's really going to want to deal too much. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty sure Russia's going to attack northern Qing at some point, but I think that Thailand is really going to be one of the medium-sized countries that can benefit a lot from grabbing the territory in the north. The Koreans went after Wu at some point. What's interesting is that they were. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure a lot of the nations. Never mind. I thought somebody is allied to Korea or to Russia. I believe it's. I'm guessing it might be Korea. Or maybe not anymore. Well, it's there it is right there. So they're warned. Oh, Korea's warned by Russia. Aha. I knew something was going on with Russia, but Russia is playing games with all these minor countries that are popping out, and Russia is making sure that they're, holding their power against the nations, I guess. I don't know, something like that. Japan might also be a big beneficiary of what's going on in this part of the continent. Punjab has been diving deeper into the subcontinent of India. Persia seems to be about the same. They took a big chunk out of Turkey. Egypt's looking really good. Obviously, they have been grabbing lands in the tribal region, the final few tribes that remain in Africa. They've taken away a few provinces there, and they also took away a lot of Ethiopia. I think they completely ate Ethiopia, actually. So Egypt is continuing to get more and more strength. I think they're easily the dominant power in the Middle East at the moment. Morocco's dead. It's just Naples now. Naples has, again, shown their strength. I cannot wait for the Italian War to eventually break out. That will be happening, I imagine, very soon. Remember, Naples they're involved in a war. We will get into that a little bit, but I just want to kind of look at, the last few remaining changes. First of all, we knew that there. Canada now controls Greenland. So there you go. I imagine that Canada at some point is going to go to war against Norway to grab Iceland. It seems only logical. So we might see North America start to cross into European territory and European politics and stuff like that. That's about it. I think I talked about how Austria had to release Hungary, so they're not doing so well. This is really going to free up some Prussian power so they can maybe potentially try something new here. But that is about it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. We have got Punjab, Arabia. So let's go into the wars. Right now, Gabon decided to support the independence of. They're obviously losing very badly. Belgium, Southwest Africa. Belgium, Southwest Africa declared their independence. It didn't go so well. And because they're surrounded by the Portuguese colonies in Africa as well, and I think Europeans also were able to get a few regiments involved. Portugal, obviously, Austria was involved a little bit here with the 3-star general. I mean, that's going to help out, but that's not the big one that I was discussing. The big one is this. Bam! Yes, it started off the roots. The root cause of this massive two-continental war here is Brazil declaring war in Peru. I believe it was an imperialist war. I'm not 100%. So Brazil called upon their allies of America. So America's going to be fighting Canada. And, I mean, Brazil's probably going to be dealing with Peru. And then Brazil might have to kind of somewhat worry about Naples. Spain might kind of preoccupy Naples at some point. Well, definitely, I think they will. There could be an interesting front going on in West Africa against Naples and the USA. Austria is involved, as well as a few of the minor nations in the Balkan states. This is where it gets more complicated, though, is that Peru and Canada are also. Oh, they just okay, I'm sorry. So they're not involved in the war anymore, but Peru and Canada just got out of a war with Mexico. So as you can see, they did take away about 2 provinces. I'm sure once that Brazilian war was declared in South America, they immediately got out of that. We still have British Columbia being black flagged. So, they just literally finished the war, which is kind of what they had to do. So they were only able to acquire 2 provinces. Peru and Canada might not be prepared for this. They might not. So finally, we're going to see this massive war. Let's go ahead and press play. And again, like I said, I'm sure I'm leaving out some of the more minor things that happened over the past 5 years. But I will let you guys in the comment section kind of hopefully expose some of the things that you guys see to everyone else that I can't remember right now. But anyways, I'm very excited to see how, because Canada also called in British Columbia. So this might be a really interesting war. Now, Canada or the USA already has about over 150,000 men, and actually way more than that because the regiments are already in Canadian territory. Whereas Canada, they have not even close to that amount. I don't believe British Columbia is that powerful as it is. They are going to have to escape. Well, I mean, they've got a 50 stack, so that will make a little bit of a difference, but I don't see Canada doing super well in this war. I'm not sure if the USA is going to force them to release Greenland back to Norway. Or I'm sorry, Denmark. Denmark is who was taken out here, right? Yes. Is Denmark still around too? I think Denmark's dead. I'm pretty sure they're gone. This is kind of, I think I'm more interested to see, North America is not going to be, I don't think, that interesting. I'm more interested to watch as Naples and Spain battle it out. Naples has really kind of made a name for themselves. As Tuscany has kind of been trapped in the northern part of the Italian peninsula, Naples has not let that, they will not be trapped. They continue to go after territory in North Africa, as well as, there are fronts here. With the newly acquired province of Fez, I mean, they can easily siege this stuff out. Naples definitely has a military. I'm not sure how powerful it is. Ooh, there's some Moroccan separatists, but not very much. Where is Naples at? So it might be because, are they involved in 2 wars? No. Are they just moving down south? I don't know where their military is at, but that could be really, really bad for them. I'm assuming that all the other wars are probably going to come to a halt as this major kind of continental conflict is going on. Spain is not involved in the war with Portugal, even though they're allies, and they remain allies, I believe. Yes, they do. But I guess either Portugal didn't want their help or Spain, more than likely Portugal just didn't ask them, didn't require them to come in. So South Africa took a huge chunk out of Belgium, Southwest Africa. So South Africa is looking better and better. And Gabon's probably going to lose a lot of strength here, as Portugal will probably what's that called? It's not technically vassal feeding, colonial feeding. They'll probably feed their colony, which is only going to make Portuguese Eastern Africa a little bit more stronger. And they'll probably try to break away at some point soon here. But anyways, let's go ahead and focus on North America for just a brief second. Okay, so here are the Canadians. They are not going to just sit back and play defensively. However, maybe they should. Maybe it will be a little bit closer than we're thinking. Depending on, because, the American AI might get a little bit confused about, if they should protect their territory in American West Africa. Obviously that'd be a poor choice because I don't even know where Naples is at. I don't know where the Naples military is. Oh, they're in Iberia. There you go. And Spain is not going to be able to fight back this force from the Italian peninsula. There's no way. Spain's at about half the size as the Naples regiments. Very, very cool to see kind of this country that isn't super a part of this part. I guess in the 20th century, Naples was not there. Obviously, it was Italy. It is just cool to see a whole new nation being just this involved and this powerful in the politics in this campaign. Gabon still has not been letting off the hurt. I just totally destroyed that sentence. Gabon has not been let off the hook by Austria or Portugal. And let's focus on South America now. This is where the war was started. This continent started, 3 different other continents to be involved, I guess you could say. Is Argentina involved? Yes, and they are allied to Peru. Peru has some pretty good allies, I will say that. But Brazil is allied to the USA, and that's a big factor. It seems to be somewhat close. Venezuela. I'm sorry, Venezuela. Peru has really rebuilt their own militaries. As you can see, all these 1-stacks that they've just built. I don't know how much manpower they must have left over, though. I think that if no one gets involved, then we might see Brazil have a very successful war here. Obviously, though, it is going across multiple continents, this war, so easily someone could maybe send over a navy or 2. Spain has. It's only 3 ships, but still. I think that Brazil might be able to really get lucky here. I should probably double check to see on military sizes. Ooh, Mexico's dealing with some Mexican pretender rebels. Okay. And how about Canada, the USA? I mean, it seems to be somewhat of a stalemate. I mean, if the 100 stacks don't attack each other, then that's where the problem is going to occur. It's just going to somewhat stalemate out like this. Let's go and check on the other wars that I might be missing out on. Thailand going after, it looks like, one of the countries that popped out of Qing. We've got Croatia and Serbia. Nothing else really matters. Yeah, just the big stuff here is in the top two. So right now, Belgium, Southwest Africa is at -18 war score, so it's not going so well for them. Then we've got Brazil at 5 war score. So surprisingly, they are winning this. Shockingly enough, they're at 5 war score. Not sure why. Maybe it is because... Well, I mean, let me just double check. I don't know exactly if it's an imperialist war. It's a nationalist war. Oh, and it's gone down to 2 war score now. Whereas the Belgian war went down to -20. I should say for the Belgium colony. I'm wondering if La Plata... Oh, wait, what am I talking about? So, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought this was Argentina still. I looked at these colors, I saw Argentina here, and I just automatically put it over this whole landmass. Never mind, Argentina's not involved, but Peru did have a pretty good-sized regiment in this location. They're not using it, though. They could really cause a lot of confusion to the Brazilian AI if they attacked from the south, too, because then they'd have to really navigate the right way. There could be a big battle about to take place right now. No, not yet. It looks like the Brazilian AI is somewhat on the defensive. Not really. I mean, they've got these provinces occupied in the south. I mean, there seems to be more provinces that Peru occupies over Brazil than the other way around. Okay, so here's a big one, and Peru's going to win it. They've got Brazilian regiments force marching to that territory. Remember, the rivers are really going to cause a big issue for these AIs. You're talking about multiple river crossings. Ooh, they both were able to reinforce. I don't think technically no one is lost yet. Will arrive January 12th. Oh, you were going north, though. You should have been going down south. February 3rd. If the Brazilians are able to reinforce with this regiment, then that is going to be huge. If they do it in time, though, I don't think so. Nope, they didn't do it in time. So they lost one battle. They're going to lose a second one. Which means, and because Peru's going to reinforce with another huge stack, that's not going to be so good. Oh, okay, actually, Brazil had... What happened here? I think Peru had won, then Brazil just backed away. I think that's what might have happened. So Peru seems to be winning this quite easily. Also, keep in mind that Peru didn't take away anything from Mexico during the Peruvian Canadian War against Mexico. See, what's really going to help out Brazil, though, is the USA and their gangs in North America. I do think that it's going to start to lean heavily towards the Americans' favor. There's a pretty big battle going on here. An 88 stack with such low morale. Oh, okay, here come the Canadians, though. They're coming back. They did get a -2... Oh, yeah, and they got pushed back, so Canada won that battle. Huge stuff going on. This is insanity right now. Let's go ahead and just check in on how Naples is doing. And oh, Spain pieced out, didn't they? Yep. Well, Naples did their job. Here's the thing, though. Naples could really cause a lot of trouble for Brazil. I'm sure Naples has got to have a pretty big fleet in the Mediterranean. They could easily send that out towards the Atlantic and start to blockade. And Brazil, really, at this point, I think has lost the war. I think that they've pretty much lost the war if Peru continues to go on the offensive. And luckily for them, this 57 stack is not moving. Spain really wasn't causing much of an issue, though. Did anything happen? Yes. Okay, so Gabon lost pretty much everything. Everything that all the big, massive gangs that they made in Central Africa. Whereas we have now Portuguese Angola back. Well, I don't know if they're back. Are they back? Yes, because I think they were completely destroyed. I believe, right? I don't know how we would check that. But, I mean, they could have had one or two provinces that I just completely was missing. These greens are just so similar. So many different Portuguese colonies all around. But anyways, yeah, so Gabon is no longer that great of a power, whereas, on the other hand, we've got South Africa, who's starting to get a little bit more powerful. Oh, and they allied to Gabon. That is kind of entertaining. That's probably a pretty good strategical move on their part. South Africa looks like they're attacking a minor nation just off to their east. And who is it? Swaziland. Okay, so yeah, they will not be doing so well. It is just Brazil and the USA. That's it. And they're at 0 war score. We've got Greece versus Turkey, as well as Greece bringing in, it looks like Persia, Egypt. Oh my goodness, no way. Persia, Egypt, and the UAE. Oh, Turkey, I am so sorry, man. You are done, though. Wow. Yep. Okay, so who's going to acquire most from this, though? What will Greece give up to Egypt? What will Greece give up to Persia? Or will they get anything? Will they give anything to their allies here? I mean, I think that it's safe to say that we'll probably see Greece unite in the Balkan region. But will they give over anything that any of the Turkish-controlled lands here in the east? That's the big question. Now, Greece has claims? No, they don't have claims to these lands. That's right. Greece also controls, well, they have a claim, at least, on one thing over in this region. Yes, that's a claim. I don't know what's going to happen, as well as I don't know exactly what, if any of the Greek allies are going to gain a whole lot from this. Wouldn't be surprised if we see possibly Naples get involved. Naples still... Oh, wait a second. So Naples is now, I think, going to... Peru had... Wait, when did Peru send regiments over to American West Africa? When have they had the time to do that? I guess they've been dominating their wars so much in South America that maybe they could do that. Oh, are the Netherlands involved? That is why. And that 7-stack really makes a difference because right now, I don't believe the USA can afford to send over a fleet just to protect their colony. So we might see the Netherlands really push their own agenda. Maybe grab. Well, actually, no, because they're giving up all the occupations to Peru. So the Netherlands, I don't believe, are going to get anything from this. I mean, you never know. We'll see. Greece is at 54 war score right now. Wow, and it seems like because we see these kind of stalling, these sort of stagnant times from the game, I believe we should be coming close to a peace deal. That's usually what that tends to mean when we start to see the game kind of lag behind and stuff like that. Oh, so you have a 54 war score because you gained occupation over Constantinople. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. As well as the Egyptians are here to really protect you as well. Wow, you really owe the Persians and the Egyptians. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to have to stop right there, though. But we will return. I will probably just progress the campaign until these two wars are in peace. Or I guess the world is at peace, because right now the world is, for the most part, pretty much at war. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.